Morning friends, welcome to my cozy haven. My name is Fiona. I'm really glad you clicked my video today. I'm going to be chatting to you about the book and a bit that I read this week. Yeah, reading this week has not been my forte, I have to say, because, hold on, just chat amongst yourselves a minute. Discord has decided to come up and say hello and I don't want it to. Right, thank you, there we go. Yeah, as I was saying, this week has not been a great week for me reading-wise. I developed a migraine on Sunday. That's the reason I wasn't in Tiffany's live on Sunday evening. Tiffany the Beach Bum Bookworm. I was in my bed. I managed to make it through most of the day and the headache had gone. But then it was still there. It wasn't gone, but it was still there. This sight, for the first time ever, my sight had been affected. So I was like, oh no. But the nausea, oh my good grief, the nausea was not nice. Thankfully I wasn't sick, but I was just feeling really, really nauseous. And I made it through till dinner time. I'd watched the rugby in the afternoon, or tried to watch the rugby. I actually spent a lot of time with my eyes shut because I just couldn't cope with it. One, because Scotland were garbage, but we don't need to talk about that. But at dinner time we were having chicken, and I love roast chicken. I walked away from it. I think I did 2 mouthfuls and thought, I can't eat anymore. And I came up to bed, so I spent the rest of Sunday night in bed. Felt a bit better Monday, but residual nausea, still some headache. So cancelled all my plans for this week. I was supposed to have a yoga lesson, I was supposed to meet a friend for coffee, and oh no, I'm not doing any of that. And I'm very glad I did. It took till yesterday for me to feel better. Nausea, the nausea stuck around till that point, but it was like a lot, the symptoms were a lot reduced. I'm still a wee what I call light sensitive, so if the sun's shining in my eyes, it's like no. I was out yesterday with the other half, so that was really nice. Went out in the afternoon I don't know if you can see, hold on, can I put, right, okay, see this bed linen? Okay, let me tell you about this bed linen. It's not sponsored or anything like that. Sorry, I'm putting you back up against books. Mum and Dad decided they wanted some cosy bed linen for their bed. And Mum and I had been at the range about 2 weeks ago. And Mum had seen this Sherpa bed linen. And there's this pale green with trees on it. And she said, I'm going to get that. I was like, yeah, right. So she did. And she raved about it. And Dad was like, I don't need to use that. Dad tried it. Oh, yeah, this is brilliant stuff. This is great. And I normally use flannelette, which is normally really, really warm. But I hadn't been, I was feeling cold. So I decided, right, I'm going to go and get some. So I said to the other half yesterday, look, I'm going to go into the range, need to get this. Do you want to come with me? Aye, sure, no problem. So we did. And I wanted a checked one, a tart plaid one, but they didn't have any in stock. And I thought, right, I'm not gonna muck about. So I'll get a festive one. So I got the one with the stockings on it, and I also got one like Mum and Dad's with the trees. So I put this on last night. Oh my word, it's fantastic. It seriously is fantastic because you have the white stuff, white bit there. That's all sort of Sherpa fleece. Okay, that is cozy toasty. That's seriously cozy toasty. Oh, it was just so wonderful to sleep under because it's lightweight, so you've not got the weight of like flannelette downy cover. I was as snug as a bug in a rug, guys. It was brilliant. Loved it. So these both bed sets, that one and the other one, will be used all the way through till probably March. I don't care if there's Christmas stockings on it. I don't mind. I'll use it. As long as I'm warm and cozy in bed, I don't care. But so if you are sort of looking for some new bedding for Christmas or for the winter, I would recommend trying a fleecy one, because so good. So good. Right, anyway, shall we talk about the books? Because I think that's really what you're here for, isn't it? So the first book that I finished just before the migraine really hit was A School in Danger by Mabel Esther Allen. This is the second book of her Sky book School or Dundonny series. And in this we meet Vania, and Vania's come from Lima, Peru, to Skye to go to school. Her cousin already goes here. Her mum was brought up in Skye, so she has the Skye connections. And when she arrives, she meets this girl on the train, and she's like, "Oh, are you going to such and such?" And she's like, "Yes." "Oh, that school's not going to last very long." And said, "My dad wants to turn it into this, that, and this." And so Vania is quite disquieted by this, but she meets the other girls and she makes friends, but there's still this sort of undercurrent, the school's in danger, and it's like, what are the girls going to do about it? What are the staff going to do about it? How does it all get resolved? And, does Vania really enjoy her time at the school and everything? It was really well written. Mabel Lester Allen obviously knows her Skye, knows the Isle of Skye very well. Her descriptions, her places, everything was just spot on. So I absolutely really enjoyed this. So if you're looking for, these are set probably pre-Skye Bridge anyway. And you're looking at I don't really know, I would think probably your 50s, 60s, possibly. But just thoroughly enjoyed it. Let's see, when was this first published? Hold on. Yeah, the book was first published in 1950. So yeah, so it's sort of late 40s, 50s. But really enjoyed it. This is the second one in this series I've read. There's still one more to get. That I'll get next year when it's published, or when it's republished. But no, thoroughly enjoyed that. And then, as I say, I just couldn't read for a couple of days, just couldn't even think about it. But when I did, I thought, I don't want full-on Christmas yet. I'm not ready to go full-on Christmas yet. And there's a book that I love to read that I've not read in a number of years, and I thought, you know what? I'm going to read it. I'm going to reread it, and I'm really glad I picked it up because it's just exactly what I needed. And that is Rosamund Pilcher's Winter Solstice. So yeah, I've managed to read 300 odd pages this week, but it's been for me it's been slow reading because I just can't pick this up and read as much as I want to at the moment, which is fine. It's absolutely fine. So for those of you who don't know this book, I say this is an all-time favourite of mine. We meet Elfrida Phipps, and Elfrida was an actress in her day, and she moves to this little town of Dibton in Hampshire and makes friends with Gloria and Oscar and Francesca Blundell. And she's loving her time in Dibton, but she goes to visit her cousin down in Cornwall for a month. And when she gets back, she discovers there's been a terrible tragedy. And Oscar ends up moving to Sutherland, to Scotland, and he asks her to go with him. And it's the story of their time in Scotland, about the family members that come up to Scotland as well. There's a trade mill in Buckie that is in danger. and there's a man that's coming up to help sort that out. So all of this is in the story. It's like who they meet, who they make friends with, what happens, and it was absolutely, I love this book. I really do. I mean, I know the story inside out, but I still thoroughly enjoy coming back into this world, coming back to these characters. I would have loved if she'd written a sequel to this. I really would. So we find out, because it's not left in a cliffhanger. You know what happens at the end, but I want to know, a couple of years after that, if that makes sense. But unfortunately, she didn't, which is a shame, because I think it could have, it deserved to have another book. But yes, I'm thoroughly enjoying being back here in lovely bonny Scotland, where I live, but it's like a lot further north, but I still know the places that she talks about. So thoroughly enjoying my reread of this one. So as you can see, it's been a very, very quiet, very non-eventful reading week for me, and actually just a very quiet week in general. Plans for the weekend: we've got rugby this weekend. Hopefully Scotland will beat Tonga. Yeah, we better beat Tonga or we're in real trouble. When I say trouble, that at the moment we're 9th in the Rugby World standings, which means we're kind of tier 2 for the Rugby World Cup, which is not great. You want to be the top 6 if you can, because that means you get seeded placings and a more favourable draw. We were 8th before we were massacred by Argentina. I'm not joking. Second half claps, guys. It was like we were leading to 0. I think it was 21-0, and we lost it. I'm like, come on. So we need to beat Tonga this weekend, because we've dropped a place. We need to beat Tonga this weekend, and we need to beat them by a cricket score, because we need to get up those standings, because the draw for the Rugby World Cup 2027, the pool draws are made on the 3rd of December. So the higher up the standings you are, the far better it is for you. So it's like, come on guys, you can't afford a big collapse again. It's just not on. You need to concentrate for the full 80 minutes or longer, so it's just like, I just couldn't believe it. Honestly, couldn't believe it. It's just like, jeez. So we've got rugby. I've got to do some wrapping of some gifts. I'm meeting a friend on Tuesday. We're doing an outing on Tuesday, and it was her birthday a couple of weeks ago, but I'm giving her a birthday present when I see her, so I need to deal with wrapping that and getting all nice and pretty for her. But I think it's going to be, I think I might also write Christmas cards. I would love actually to get my Christmas cards written this weekend if I can, and get them ready for posting next week, which I think would be a jolly good idea. I really do. It means that I'd have done them, which is not, it's not that I don't like doing them. I do like writing my Christmas cards, but I just want them in the post so that I know that they're gone. It's something that I've managed to take care of, and my friends will hopefully get joy and enjoyment out of receiving something through the post. So I'd like to deal with that this weekend if I can, but I'm not going to push it. Let's just let the head come, the migraine go. It's totally gone, but just let myself have the recovery time. So, but that's it for this video, friends. It's going to be short and sweet, very short and sweet. But that's the way it goes. There won't be a vlog this week because I just haven't picked the camera up at all. I just decided no, just can't do it. So there'll be no vlog, but I'm hopefully, fingers crossed, there will be a video that will hopefully come out this week. That's possibly another thing I want to do this weekend is record a couple of videos. So fingers crossed, one of them will be out this week coming. But that's it. I'm rambling. I really am rambling. Probably because I'm trying to maybe make it a wee bit longer than it should be, this video a wee bit longer. But anyway, that's it for now. I'm going to go and hopefully do some crafting with Mum. I have a podiatry appointment in an hour, so I need to go to that. But it's just downtown, so I'm alright. But please let me know down in the comments what have you been doing this week. What have you been reading this week? Have you read either of the books I've mentioned? What are your weekend plans? I would love to know. But until my next video, friends, stay safe. Happy reading. Bye.